Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today we have on test drive the brand new Suzuki eVitara, the electric Vitara 2026 version, the first electric Suzuki ever made in collaboration with Toyota. Probably you already know it's the same platform as Toyota Urban Cruiser, and the interesting thing is that I didn't drive the Urban Cruiser, we didn't have access to it, but I'm happy that I can drive this one because it should be similar in terms of driving and feeling. I have with me the top of the range version in terms of all-wheel drive. It has two electric motors, one on the rear, one on the front. You can get it also as a front wheel drive, and the middle range version in terms of trims, but the top of the range version in terms of powertrain. And the interesting thing is that the competition of this eVitara doesn't offer you an all-wheel drive system and doesn't offer you an all-wheel drive system all grip E. What that's supposed to mean? That's supposed to mean that the wheels is not like that torque distribution like you get in super expensive cars. It is some kind of simulation, virtual torque distribution. Why is that? Because if you go off-road, for example, if you go on light off-road, this car is capable of that. Or if you go on snow or ice or mud or bad sand, for example, how it's working is like the wheels, it's rotating, right? So for example, one wheel, right wheel, will start to spin. What will happen is not going to send the power to this one, like it's doing in a normal way. It's going to break this in order that the power to go to the left one that have the grip and then the traction, and then you go outside. It's a very interesting system, a smart system that the competitors doesn't have it. And the big advantage is that it's all-wheel drive, so you have a better grip, great traction when you accelerate pretty hardly, so that's quite nice. Anyway, we have the 18-inch rims. By the way, the top of the range version have 19-inch rims, but I think the 18 one are better. You can see the plastic caps aerodynamic to improve the aerodynamic and so on. 18 centimeters ground clearance. It looks pretty nice, pretty modern as an exterior design. It comes with full LED everywhere, so the turning indicator, tail lights, everything, it's full LED. It looks also raw and powerful, and it looks like an SUV, guys. And I saw Suzuki have some tests on off-road with the car. They go light off-road, and usually electric cars, they are not made to go off-road, but this one can do some light off-road without any problem with these systems. So yeah, it's a great option for those of you that are living in a countryside area, for those of you that living in a country with a lot of snow and ice and want a proper off-roader. So yeah, Suzuki still keep that classic tradition to have pretty good off-roaders. Anyway, this is the key. When you lock, it's small key, you can keep it in your pocket, super easy. When you lock the car, you have electric folding mirrors, but the cool thing is, the interesting thing is, when you want to unlock, you unlock the car, but the mirrors stay closed until you are starting the engine. Then it's going, or putting the contact, not the engine, the contact, the system, and then the mirrors will retract. Anyway, this is the interior. We have the middle range version here, so that means we don't have panoramic glass roof, we don't have electric adjustable seats, we don't have that leatherette, but we have these textile material seats. They are pretty comfortable, they are full textile in this version, but you can go for the top of the range version with the leatherette around here and a different layout, plus the 360 degrees camera. We don't have that, we have just the rear camera, and yeah, but otherwise, to be honest, I really like it. I like the interior, it's comfortable, you have a good position, the layout, it's quite modern and nice inside. Normal pedals, we will talk about them in a second. Let me go inside. You immediately, when you go inside the car, you can see that it's pretty tall, man. Even though it's a small crossover SUV, it's quite tall, you go quite high, and that's great because when you go inside the car, you have a taller driving position. I feel like I'm super tall on the car, so I have such a good visibility. The window, it's a little bit round, like cross country, like mini cross country, so it's a little bit round, and I like that a lot, to be honest, because you have a great view. Also the A-pillar quite straight, great view outside. Here is the start system button, and you can see the mirrors extended right now. The view in the mirrors, the view around the windows, it's very good. So nothing to say about that. Even in the mirror up here, you have a good view. So the view around the car, it's great. And the way you sit on the seat, so I'm all the way down right now. You can adjust the seats in every position, and you can also adjust it very easy. The good part is that I sit high. I see everything around the car extremely well, because the battery is down. They have to install the seats a little bit higher, so that's why you have a taller position of driving. The steering wheel can be adjusted manually, forward, backward, down, up. You can set it from here, very simple. It's a leatherette steering wheel. Here you have plenty of physical button, excepting one thing. The only one thing that's missing from my point of view, it's when you go to climatic system. If you want to turn on the heated seats or heated steering wheel, you have to go into the menu of the climatic system. You have to go to the seats, and then you have to go to turn on the seats, you know, from here, kind of. Yeah, you have to go there and there and there. It's not so easy button. Otherwise, very ergonomic. Physical button here for cruise control, safety feature. We will test it in this video. Here you have physical button for different other settings, you know, like trip. You can customize the trip in the front there on the screen. You can see different views. You can also see different information. And also the cool part is that we have this graphic that shows you what happened with the energy in real time, and you can see when the rear motor work, when the front motor work, how is the grip and the distribution and the brake distribution, and then here the consumption, and on the right side you have a lot of info regarding the driving and autopilot and speed limit warning and so on. It's nice. It's a nice layout. Here you have the navigation of the car, which is fine. It's not the most responsive, but it's okay once you set the destination. You know, it has a little bit of lag, but once you set the destination, for example, it works relatively good. And then you have also the traffic information, and it shows you also where is the traffic, where is not traffic. It's fine. Not the best, but it's relatively fine. You can also, of course, connect Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is great, and it's working really quick. You can do that really quick. I will show you in a different video. But I would say you can do your job with the navigation from the car without any problem. Here you have all the settings of the car. And in the settings here, you can see the range. You can also have this on the screen when we are driving, so you can see a nice graphic with what happened with the energy in real time. You can see the range, the consumption. Here is the history consumption. We will see it, tire pressure, and EV settings here. If we go here to regenerative boost, from here we can change. It has 3 levels of regenerative brake, so you go low, medium, or high. I will leave it on high. The cool part is that you can go low and then release the acceleration, will recuperate the energy, but very low. It's more like rolling, and we will test this definitely while we are driving right now. And then what else? It's important, the safety feature here on the ADAS. We have all the safety features of the car: emergency brake, lane keeping assist, reading the traffic speed limit signs, and all other settings like that we can activate and deactivate. Rear cross traffic alert, which is awesome, and driver monitoring system. This one I will definitely deactivate it because it has a camera here that read your face, and with my camera it will give me some errors. And automatic high beam, adaptive cruise control, and all other safety features. Also, I set from this button, this is a favorite button, so I set it to go directly to speed limit warning here, so I can deactivate those speed limit warning visually without audio, and then I can set it like that. Simple. You can add this button for whatever things you want, but in general I think those are the most important settings and information regarding the car. We will leave it like that. I want to give you some tech data, and then we'll reset the consumption and we start driving. You know, because I have the all-wheel drive system, the interesting part is that let me close this, because this one was connected to the car a little bit earlier, so that's quite interesting. I want to close it completely. So here we have the driving modes. The car comes with 3 modes: normal, sport, or eco. We will try all of them. Very simple change from physical button. And you have the trail mode. You know, the all-wheel drive version come also with trail mode and this downhill assist. So downhill assist, you know, it goes slow down. Also off-road it's useful. And then this trail mode you will see appear there. It's great when you go light off-road or snow and so on, you can activate, and then you have that great traction and the car know how to use the power. And then this button is like one pedal drive. You can activate it from here, will appear there in the corner. That means it's like almost like a one pedal drive. The disadvantage is that at some point you have to press the brake in the end. It's not a proper one pedal drive. That's a little bit sad. Then you have auto hold, you can activate from here, an electronic handbrake, and here you can change the gear. You can put it in reverse, you can put it in drive, you can put it in park, and if you press it like that, it's in neutral. Super simple. Let's drive it, and then as we go I give you more information about it. Press the brake. If you go like this in reverse, this is the reverse camera. On the version that we have here, we have just reverse camera, no 360 degrees camera that comes on the top of the range version, which is useful. Reverse camera, not the best resolution, but I like that, it's very useful. The car comes also with parking sensors front and rear, so it's useful to park, easy to park, so no problem at all. Now we are in drive, and then let's drive it. When you're driving, you can see the electronic handbrake, it's go out automatically. And we have, the top of the range version come with 184 horsepower. One front electric motor, 174 horsepower. The rear one, it has around 56 horsepower, around there. And then you can get it also as a front wheel drive, or you can get also two types of battery. 49 kilowatt hour battery, LFP, front wheel drive only, or you can get the 61 kilowatt hour battery, the biggest is one which we have here, with front wheel drive or all wheel drive. So that's the options that you have, plus the trim levels with different options. But we have the kind of the top of the range version in terms of powertrain. We have all wheel drive system. You can also see right here how it works. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you can see right there what happened with the energy, from where it's coming the energy, where it's recuperating the energy. But as we drive, you can also see it there. Now we have high recuperation, and we have no high. We had the one pedal drive. So one pedal drive work, is just going to a 5 km/h, and then you still have to press the brake. It's not stopping completely like a proper one pedal drive. So it was nice, to have a proper one pedal drive when you press this button, because you have also all other levels of recuperation. But I think it's fine. I mean, it's also good when you press the brake, so to stop. Now when it comes to range, the version that we have here, all-wheel drive with bigger battery, of course, it has a range WLTP up to 395 kilometers, but the same battery with only front wheel drive system will have up to 426 kilometer range. So probably in real life you could expect around, let's say, 300 kilometer, maybe 250 in the winter, the realistic scenarios. But it's more than enough, because most of the people will not drive more than that, so yeah, most of the people drive maximum 100 kilometers daily, so it's relatively fine. Charging speed up to 70 kilowatt, and top speed 150 km/h. It's limited there on all versions. 7.4 seconds 0 to 100 on all-wheel drive version. It's a let's say it's a car that is not dynamic, is not sporty, doesn't want to be sporty or dynamic or crazy, exceeding in certain areas, but it's a car that do the job properly, and I think it's exceeding in the category of all-wheel drive and grip and traction. And I think this was a place that's missing in the electric area, because there are no cars in this class with this price range that are able to go light off-road and have this type of all-wheel drive system. So I know there are people that want to buy the cars in this class, electric cars, but I know there are people that also want to use them a little bit off-road. They are living in a countryside, they are living in a country where you have a lot of snow and ice, and then this one with this grip will be a great option. Now when you're driving it, it's very smooth, very refined, very pleasant to drive it. It has auto hold, it has normal simple glass, no double glass, but you know, the sound insulation is fine. We will see. As long as you are in the city, it's a little bit windy outside, you can see the flag there as well. As long as you are in the city around here, you know, it's not so much noise. The sound insulation is pretty good. I love, although, the higher position. I'm so high and I see everything around here. It's so awesome. I mean, very good view from above, and the position on the seats are comfortable. The grip on the steering wheel with the shape, this design, it's nice, and it's modern. I have a good view on the screen, on the navigation there, good view here on the screen. We can also switch if you want to have the map here on the screen. We can have the map right here in front of us, so you can see the map right here. And if you want to switch here to see that graphic, you can switch to see this graphic. Right now we are driving with this one pedal, but if we go on the highway, I can deactivate and I leave the high recuperation. And on high recuperation, it's quite fine, because on high recuperation we have a little bit less recuperation, so you can use it also in the city. But if you go on the highway, I recommend you to switch to low recuperation, and you can do that on the highway. In the city it's great to use this one pedal drive, but on the highway it's much better if you use the, I don't know what's wrong with the yeah, now it's red, but the traffic light was broke for a while, so now it's we managed to pass, but now it was red, so it stopped for a while and then engaging again. Now, man, the acceleration, at least with this all-wheel drive, you definitely feel a difference between the front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive system. It has a very good grip and it sits really well on the road. This is also a little bit heavier. This version have 1,850 kilograms. It's 60 kilograms. It's 160 kilo heavier than the entry-level version with smaller battery front-wheel drive, and you can feel that somehow. I like the way it sits on the road also at high speeds, and also the suspension balance, it's quite nice. Yeah, I don't know, for me, I think for the way it is designed, this car, it's pretty nice setup. Turning circle 10.4 meter, it's very good. You can turn the car in small spaces very easy. It's very compact, relatively easy to drive. You can go around super easy. It's very nimble, it's very quick. And we are in normal mode right now, so we can switch also to eco mode right now. I want to show you also this, you know, driving autopilot, yeah, or semi-autopilot, I can call it. You can set it here to 83. You can see right there on the screen with green. You can see with green when it's engaging, and right now the car, it stays between the lanes, accelerate, brake, keep the distance, do the job for you. It's warning you from time to time to put your hands on the steering wheel, but right now you can see it stays really good. It doesn't bounce around. You definitely feel like you can trust it. You can go right now to 100 km/h. You set a higher speed, and right now the car will go to 100 and keep 100. Keep the distance between the car in front and your car. You can see the blind spot technology in the corner. And right now, look, it's doing such a good job, man. I didn't expect to be so good, this autopilot system, but it's doing really fine. Look, it stays so good. Here I'm a little bit scared going too close of that car, but look, even if I go a little bit left and correct it, and then it goes back again, and it stays between the lanes. And here you can see how the car is using the power. Right now it's recuperating the energy. You can see this with white on both axles, and right now with blue it's using the energy and it's using it equal on all wheels. How cool is that? I like that. I like this view. Right now it's disengaging the lane assist. Right now I press the button, it's engaging again the lane assist, and right now it's keeping it. But pay attention, if it's warning you a few times and you're not going to hold the steering wheel, like it's tell you, it will deactivate. That's not so good idea. I don't know why they choose to do that. So like, if you don't pay attention to the road and you don't have the hands on the steering wheel, it will disengage the lane assist, and then you just drive like without lane assist. I don't know why they did it. They did that choice. It's a little bit strange. It's like if you fall asleep or something happened with you and you don't have the hands on the steering wheel, then it's just disengaging the lane assist, look, and it's worrying you. And then it's, yeah, I think the best way was like to turn on the hazard light or something like that, but yeah. But otherwise, it's working so good, surprisingly good. This autopilot and lane assist system. Another thing that I like very much is that the tall driving position, I have very good view from above here. I feel like I can see everything around me, and I have a pretty good control. So yeah, for me it's super fine. And then you can see right now the traction on all four wheels in an equal way. Now press the brake, I take the control right now. Very simple. We are still in eco mode, but I still like I have more than enough power when I accelerate. It's still pretty good cruiser at high speed. I feel like the car is sitting on the road very well, also on the highway at high speeds. Suspension wise, it's well set up for the weight of the car, so it feels quite good also over those bridge transition bumps. Oh, we still have 88% battery. You can see the map right there on the screen in the front. I don't know what happened here. Yeah. Now you see the recuperation. Now we need a little bit stronger recuperation. I activate this, I don't press the brake, the car is recuperating in a stronger way. So this is the strongest recuperation you can use. Now on the curves, it's not super sporty, so you feel a little bit softer. It's not bad. It's set up suspension in such a way to be comfortable. So don't expect to be stiffer suspension or super low on the ground, or don't expect to have that dynamic feeling when you go on the curve. So it's not a fun car to drive on the curvy road, you know, but it's a very good comfortable setup, you know. And I think this is what they want to do. They want to have it in a comfortable setup, and I think they managed to do this very well. Now I want to go on the sport mode. Right now we switch to sport mode, and man, it's quite engaging. You definitely feel the difference between eco, normal or sport mode. So from eco to sport, it's a different. When I press the acceleration now, I definitely feel how the car is pushing you back in the seats. And in the curves here, it sits quite nice, surprisingly nice. At least this all-wheel drive system, man, it feels so, look, acceleration, it feels so compact and nice. Yeah, of course, it's leaning a little bit, it has a little bit of softish feeling on the curves, but it's a pleasant feeling. If you want to have it comfortable, you know, it's great to be like that, because you feel comfy even in the curves. You know, you take the curve, you have side support, it holds you quite well. I think it's pretty well balanced, the suspension. Now if you want to accelerate, let's try that out to see how it's managing. Accelerate. Going uphill is not very quick, but it's quick enough. Yeah, quick enough. 125. Wow, even now, even at 130, you press the acceleration and it pushes you a little bit back in the seats, even though we go uphill. A little bit of wind noise from outside, not too much, just a little bit, you can hear, but not too much wind noise at high speed. That's fine. Wow, but the cruising speed, at the cruising speed, it sits really good on the road. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised how good the car sits at those speeds. Okay, at 130 you start to hear some noise from outside, some wind noise. You start to feel like the car doesn't have that good control and grip. You see, when I go left right, it has a little bit of leaning because it's made to be comfortable, you know, it's set up to be more comfortable. So the suspension, it's a little bit on the comfortable side, and I like that. You know, as long as you drive normal, the car is doing the job very well. And definitely you have more than enough power, and you feel pretty good in control when you're driving the car. It comes with independent suspension on the front and multi-link independent on the rear, so pretty good suspension setup. Now we can go back to eco mode. We go out of here and you can see I release the acceleration. The car is recuperating the energy in a pretty strong way because we have this one pedal drive. But if we had the low recuperation, the car will roll most of the time. It's just that, you know, when you put it on low, it still recuperates a little bit, so it's not like cruising 100%. It's just low recuperation, which is great if you drive on the highway, you know, like a lot on the highway. Then it's pretty good to use it on long distances. Now let's go in the city a little bit to see how it performs. And you know, I love that also in the city because you have a tall driving position. You see everything very clear around you. Suspension, it's set up, you know, I think it's more to the comfort, to be honest. It's more like around, at least with those rims and in this configuration, it feels pretty nice. I mean, over those small medium bumps, it feels pretty comfy. It's more like 55% comfort, 45 dynamic, and even more. Look at this is big. Now over big bumps, it is a little bit stiffer because you can feel the heaviness. The car, it's pretty heavy, and that's why sometimes you feel that over big bumps, like it's a little bit stiffer. But the suspension, it's set up smooth to the soft side, not to the stiffer side. And how I know that? It's because when you drive over small and medium bumps, it feels quite comfortable, and over big bumps is then stiffer because it's heavy, and you have the battery, you have the motors, you have all that parts. But overall, it drives nice. It's pretty smooth, it's pretty comfortable, it has a good grip, great view. Yeah, overall it's not bad. I'm really curious to see also the efficiency of the car and how efficient it is. You can also switch to see that. So we have 24.4 kilowatt hour. I didn't drive economical, I kind of accelerate. The estimated consumption on this version is 16.6 kilowatt hour. So we are a little bit farther away of that number because I drive quite fast. We have the climatic system on 22 degrees, level 1 as always. Now you see, recuperate, and then you press a little bit the brake. But the sound from the suspension is good, so the parts are good quality. So the bushings, the arms, good quality, because I don't hear that, you don't hear that bad mechanic noise from the arms, parts, suspension, dampers and so on. They're pretty good. Overall, I think it's a good build car, and I think it's a good all-arounder overall. Of course, it will be nice to have a bigger battery, a bigger range, but I think because they installed the LFP battery, which is a safe battery. It's a good compromise to have a safer battery, a battery that lasts longer in time. And you know, they want to make reliable cars, and because it's built on the same platform as urban cruiser, you see the auto hold, it's engaging also nice and smooth. Because they build on the same platform, they share the technology. The Japanese want to make reliable car, want to offer you good warranty, and it has up to 10 years warranty, extended warranty, which is great. They want to make a reliable car. And how would you make a reliable electric car in time if you don't install the most reliable battery? And that's why they put the LFP batteries. And the LFP battery, it's good, it's a great battery because it doesn't catch on fire so easy. It's more safe, it's more stable in volts, and it's also cheaper to create, and it lasts longer in time. You have up to 3,000, even more cycles charge discharge, so it will last longer in time. So that was probably the choice behind making those cars with these batteries. And I think they did great, man, because they look at the people, how many kilometers people drive normally, and they see that most of the people drive maximum 100 kilometers per day, and then they say like, man, this is more than enough. And indeed it is for most of the people. Yeah, you don't need more than this car can offer in terms of range. And to be honest, it's the same range as you get on Tesla Model Y standard range LFP battery, which I have it before. So yeah, anyway, let's park around here and then we take the conclusion. Yeah, you see, it's also easy to go around in corners, it's easy to park, it's quite fine. Tall driving position, it's smooth, it's nice, pedals feel good, steering feel fine. Steering, by the way, you have only one option on the steering wheel, and it's not super soft, it's not super stiff, it's somewhere in the middle, so it's fine, fine balanced between softiness and stiffness for the highway and high speeds, so it's fine. Now let's see the numbers. 23.8 was the consumption. You know, it's not extremely efficient, but I didn't even try to drive super economical. So yeah, this is it. Anyway, in general, I hope I cover almost everything. I don't know if I missed something, ask me down below. I hope I go through all the detail and data regarding the car. I think it's a well-built car. I think it's a good car to take into consideration, at least for those of you that are living in an area where you have a lot of snow, ice. You need all-wheel drive system, and I definitely think the most value that you get from this eVitara, it's when you get it all-wheel drive. Then it's when you get the most value from it and the most advantages, because you have that system that it's missing on many other competitors, and it's definitely deserved to pay a little bit more to get this all-wheel drive system, because you can definitely feel it when you accelerate. It's gripping much better, and also you feel it in many situations, also in bad roads condition in general, and not only. So yeah, that was the video. I hope it was useful. I hope you get some useful information. Thank you very much to all of you that are watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. Thank you to all the members for all the support. Really appreciate. Thank you for being here. Stay safe, and we see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.
Drive it long over every hill. Do you notice every small detail?